Hey guys, Wolfram here, bringing you another HEX TCG video. This one will be about all the Sapphire cards that have been spoiled so far. So yeah, let's get started. The first card on the list we have is Sabotage. So it costs 3 mana. Whenever you cast it, it creates 4 booby trap cards and shuffles them into your opponent's deck. Whenever they draw one of them, they take 4 damage. So I'm kind of really on the fence on this one, because while it can do some pretty good damage and have some pretty devastating effect, it can do absolutely nothing. So let's do some math here. If you play this card in turn 3, your opponent will have about 50 cards, let's say. So when you shuffle 4 more, gonna be like 54. So from this point on, they have about 8% chance of drawing a booby trap every turn. So they have 8% chance every turn to skip their draw phase and take 5 damage. Is that good enough for 3 mana and a card? I honestly don't know. I'm looking forward to trying this one out. So next card we have on the list is the Underbar, and let me tell you, this card is going to wreck some serious face in both constructed and limited. So let's take a look at him. While at first glance he may not look like much, trust me, he's really good. So he's a 2 mana 1/1 flying creature with rage 1, which means whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+0, and that's permanent. It's not until end of turn or anything. So basically, let me try and show you how good he is. So his first attack, your opponent is at 18. His second attack, your opponent goes to 15. On the third attack, he goes to 11. On the fourth attack, he goes to 6, and on the fifth attack, he's dead. Yeah, that quickly. 5 attacks, this little 1/1 guy can kill your opponent. Next up on the list, we have the Cerulean Knight. And before I explain this card here, let me first explain the Inspire mechanic. So it goes like this. Whenever another troop with cost equal or greater than this troop's cost enters play under your control, it gets a permanent boost. In the case of the Cerulean Knight, the Inspire mechanic says when this troop deals damage to an opposing champion, draw a card. So the Cerulean Knight is a 2/3 guy for 3 mana with this Inspire mechanic. Now from what I've seen from card spoiled so far, I don't see him played in Constructed really, but in Limited he's going to be pretty good, because whenever you're threatening to gain card advantage, you're putting your opponent in a pretty bad spot. Next card we have on the list is the Prophet of Lodigan. Now, when you first look at this card, it doesn't seem very impressive really, but when you think a little bit about it, you notice that he's kind of built around the Inspire mechanic. Because for a lot of mana, you get several smaller creatures. Now, what this means, having seen other Inspire cards, is that on some potential really unexaggerated board states, when this guy comes into play, he can come into play as a 7/5, and with him, he brings 3 more guys that are 7/5. So for 7 mana, you get 4 creatures with 7 attack and 5 defense. That's pretty good if you ask me. Next up we have the Research Librarian, who is 2 mana 1/2, and once per turn you can draw a card for 7 mana. This cost is reduced by 1 for each artifact you control. So depending on how the constructed meta shapes up, this card can be really powerful. There can be board states where you can like draw a card each turn for less than 2 mana, which is like really good. And in limited, it depends on how many artifacts you have, whether you can play this card or not. That's really what it comes down to. But I wouldn't say he's amazing. Next up we have the Journeymen Technician, and he's a 1/1 for 1. For each copy of him that you have into play, artifacts cost 1 less to play. And there isn't much to tell about him really. Basically, if you have a lot of artifacts, you play him. If you don't, then you don't play him. Next on the list we have Peak, and basically this card, what it does is, depending on how much Sapphire threshold you have, you get to look to as many cards on the top of your deck. Then you get to shuffle some back and keep some of them on top. It's up to you really. But the main reason this card will be unplayable is that it doesn't replace itself. Nowhere on the card it says draw a card. So wasting a card just to arrange your top like 5 cards, I don't think it's worth it. Not in limited, not in constructed. Next card we have is the Replicators Gambit, and it's a card that's obviously meant to be played with Inspire or entered battlefield effect. But I don't really know how I feel about this card. It says shuffle target troop you control into your deck and it gets permanent when this troop enters play. If you play it from your hand, create 6 copies of it and put them into play. And you draw a card. Now, I would have liked this kind of effect, but if it was a quick action, so that you can respond to your opponent trying to kill a guy. And this kind of effect is really weird, and I think that we need to see more of the set in order to predict if this card is going to be any good. Last card on the list is the Menaced Croc, and this card is basically what any Magic the Gathering player would refer to as a sleep on a stick. So it's a 5 cost 3/3 flyer, which whenever it enters play, your opponent exhausts each of their troops, and those troops can't ready during their controller's next ready step. Now, I won't be holding my breath for this card to be played in constructed, but in limited, especially in draft, this card will be definitely a first pick. Now, these are all the Sapphire cards we have spoiled so far, but stay tuned for more spoilers of the other Magic types, as well as new Sapphire card spoilers. And if you enjoyed this content, please comment, rate, and subscribe.